Hallo, 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 meine Freunde, und willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge von Dark. Hello, and welcome back to the next, and it pains my heart to say this, I've been putting it off as long as I can. We have made it to the series finale, not just season, not just next episode, the series finale for Dark. Forgive me, I will use all that I know of my phonetics, my experience with the phonetics, what I've learned. I'm probably going to miss a lot of it. I keep leaning towards French pronunciation when I try to speak German sometimes, but bear with me, mein Liebchen, mein Fräulein, mein Kinder. Maybe not mein Kinder, but meine Damen und Herren, vielen Dank, dass Sie mich auf dieser Research, dies erstaunlich. This one's the hard one. Welche Sendung begleitet haben. Ich bin froh, dass Sie well, that's like, I thought that was like you with the accent. Isn't that like Wuller? Like turn, für, dass Sie für die Fahrt mitgekommen sind. Ich hoffe, oh, I feel terrible. Ich hoffe, sei blieben für mehr. Trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this journey through this amazing television show. I'm glad you came along for the ride. I hope you stick around for more. So, meine Damen und Herren, vielen Dank, dass Sie mich auf dieser Research erstaunlich, I feel terrible, I'm butchering the language, welche Sendung begleitet haben. Ich bin froh, dass Sie für die Fahrt mitgekommen sind. Ich hoffe, Sie blieben für mehr. I'm trying to get the sentiment across. Thank you guys and gals that have come along for the ride. I genuinely appreciate it. This has been one of the deepest, most complex, convoluted, like it says, mind-bending, ominous, and chilling. Because some shows will provide you resources that will help you parse through the episode, make it easier to get through. This, I would say, the what I used in this, the timeline, borderline invaluable when it comes down to it. But I've learned more about German words, German pronunciation, enunciation, culture, theology, even like the snacks. I love not just doing, them American English shows, but it's fun doing, well, from my perspective, the foreign affairs. And this has been one of the best, foreign television series that I've ever seen, period. It's great. This is it. It feels so surreal. It's crazy. The last time that I finished a series was Succession, because everything else that I've been watching on my channel, the shows aren't over. They're either ongoing or there's a break between seasons. The second show on my channel that I've officially watched the entire series of. If you're watching this on Patreon, I hope you stick around after this series, but thank you so much for being here, for the additional benefits. If you ever considered joining Patreon, or you want to go back and watch all these in their entirety, the Patreon page that I have offers these episodes early, weeks if not months in advance than when they go on YouTube, uncut, uncensored, with full HD video accompaniment. You get access to my entire backlog, so both previous seasons of Dark, where I fumble my way through the family trees, as well as all my content backlog library of shows that I've reacted to, Patreon exclusive series, couples content, as well as movie commentaries on the higher tiers. All that and so much more to come in the future. If you're watching on YouTube, that is still more than enough. I appreciate love and support. Danke. I would just ask that you drop a like, comment below, engage with the almighty algorithm gods, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I got the same shirt that I started this series with here to close it out. I've got for a little celebration here. Might be a good idea, might not be a good idea, who knows. Prost, right? I'm not mistaken, Prost. So, the paradise. And to close it out, we'll watch the credits one last time to see what all I might be able to catch this go around. I can't make any guarantees or promises. We get a cold open, because last we left off, Adam's plan, what he thought was going to work, didn't. And Claudia showed up and was like, Adam. And Adam's like, what? That thing I've been working through all this time, it's not working again? So, at the Convald household. Michael. Oh, how the show started when he was leaving his note. Just how the show started, yeah. And the old theme song. Just as I remember it. We've come a long way. What's that, 26 episodes total? Almost 30 hours of my life.
Jede Reise hat einen Anfang.
Claudia? Okay.
Aber deine hat kein Ende.
Yours has no end. The show starts over again.
Sie besteht auf immerfort.
Poor kid.
Deine Reise endlich ein Ende findet.
Is that right?
Das ist unmöglich.
First time we've seen Adam shaken like this.
Du bist tot. Ich habe dich töten lassen.
Oh, Adam.
Du willst diesen Knoten zerstören, aber jeder Schritt, den du tust, führt dazu, ihn zu erhalten.
As it always has. As it always has.
Ich habe ihn getötet.
Deine Welt und Evas Welt. Sie beide hätten nie existieren dürfen.
Oh.
Aber in Wahrheit liegt er außerhalb der beiden Welten.
Outside of both those worlds?
Und eine dritte Dimension ist nichts.
A third dimension.
Die Triketta.
The Triquetra. Oh, this whole time. The Triquetra. All these years, and I finally... I can see it now.
Eine dritte Welt.
Oh my god. Oh my god. There is a third world. Is that... I was wondering what HG was working on in last episode, like what his machine was doing. Sorry, I feel like there's going to be a lot, and normally I'd be pausing it to like write down every other sentence, but I don't want to interrupt the flow too much. So I'm trying to retain what they're saying and notate the important stuff and then following on for the rest of the ride.
In der alles seinen Ursprung hat.
HG created it with this? Did he create another dimension?
Tannhaus. In der Ursprungswelt.
Was a bigger player than we all thought.
Du jemanden verloren. Und wie du hat er versucht, jemanden von den Toten zurückzuholen.
Are we gonna say that's how it all started? Is because Tannhaus lost somebody, and all this started because he tore through the fabric of space and time. He wanted to create a world in which the people that he lost lived. And in doing so, he created two, like, the only way for that to possibly happen was to get this whole dual, like, world, mirror world, Adam, Eva, this infinite loop set up of, like, pain and suffering where people can exist, but not in the way they were supposed to or meant to. The only way they can exist again is through, like, the nature of what is the Triquetra, what is that endless cycle, the infinite. Is that what we're saying? Some mad scientist level shenanigans?
Aber stattdessen hat er seine Welt gespalten und zerstört. Damit unsere beiden Welten.
Oh my god. Split and destroyed his world. Holy shit. Crazy work.
Es gibt einen Weg, diesen Knoten zu zerstören.
We can destroy the knot.
Indem wir verhindern, dass in der Ursprungswelt
Prevent the invention of travel?
Zeit überhaupt erst erfunden wird.
Yo, okay. Of travel in space and time. Smother the infinite in its crib. We're going Bioshock and Infinite, boys. Not exactly, but it's making me think of it again. It's really the only way. And there's no way to ever even have the travel in a science fiction, like, all this mess to begin with. So everything goes back to how it was in the pure, the original HG timeline and world. Things only got messed up because he tried to, like, change the nature of his reality. So I think he was trying to create another world and timeline, and in doing so, he split the fabric of his very own and ended up creating these like these fractal worlds and timelines. Now show me the credits. Dude, Jonas is like, I don't even know what to think anymore, man. Martha with the cut on her cheek, right? And then we have I know there was a scene with the apple earlier, but I don't recall the nature of that scene. Then of course, alternate Martha from her world. It's Elite Lux, isn't that the name of it? I keep forgetting the name of the organization. We have the main painting, similar to what Adam had in Sic Mundus, his own thing, but we have the whole the serpent in the garden of Adam and Eve and all that. But we have the Elite Lux painting after it's been burned down by the unknown, or the origin rather. We have Martha's scarred face, but that's like somewhat healed scarred face. But also we see Martha biking in like one of those first episodes early on. So yeah, we have Martha alternate universe, and we have again Martha with the not so fresh scar. I'm always surprised by what I recognize. The heels walking in the hall, isn't that supposed to be it's somebody in the power plant? I forget if it was Hannah or if it's supposed to be Claudia again. I don't recall exactly. This one, more art? I don't quite remember. Yeah, these are a bit harder to catch. I'm sure if I rewatched it, I'd be looking for it again. And then, okay, with the hair like that, that's That's Claudia. That's Claudia, and I think that's specifically near the heater after Regina's been killed by, was it Tronte who killed? I think it was Tronte who killed Regina when Claudia had her in a police station trying to heal her. I'm pretty sure that's the scene. And then, of course, the tar covered. That is the figure that we see in the woods. And I always forget who it is. Like the figure that first shows up covered in the tar. And then we have Jonas in the cave. Although with these eyes, this angle almost looks like Noah right here. Then we have, I'm not even sure about that one. Bloody face? Nose? I don't know about that one either. Some of these I've missed. Putting on lipstick. I think that's Martha getting ready for Ariadne's thread, I think. Or that might be Hannah, or it could be Hannah, or what is it? Not Agnes. Who was Egon's wife back in the day? Doris. Could be Doris putting on some makeup, maybe. The fog of the alternate world. Oh no, the fire. The fire in Ep.3X8. Yeah. Although right there, that's like the fire in Sigmundus, because I know Adam has his whole family tree, like, board in there. That's Martha locked up by Adam and Celia in the caves. But mostly Adam? I think it was mostly Adam, but that's Martha locked up. And that's the unknown turning the nuclear knobs and such to trigger the apocalypse in both versions of the same timeline. So it's the unknown triggering the nuclear holocaust, or the nuclear reaction rather, while also engaging in quantum entanglement. Scarred skin, hair, dirty skin. Jonas. Okay, it's Jonas again. Ouroboros, it's the bracelet, right? We know about that. Tied to the radiator. Who got tied to the radiator again? I feel like, who was that? Why am I thinking Helge? No, it wasn't Helge. I forget who got tied to the radiator, or who was tying up a radiator. That's Mods, unfortunately. Ooh, these are tricky. Hands, fingers, grasping a item like a salt pepper shaker, but that's not what that is. I don't recall what that is. That's Katerina, right? That's Katerina after she was killed by her mother in the past, being dragged away and leaving behind the St. Christopher pendant in the sand. To confirm that I'm not crazy. Katerina. Yeah, not Charlotte, clearly. Yeah, Katerina, yeah. And then with the wardrobe, I think that's the unknown again. Oh, and with the wheelchair, that's the unknown as they're killing Bernd. What was that split second I saw? Katerina, yeah. They did a good job of bearing the lead on a lot of these. Like, wheelchair, Bernd. Love the credits in each one. This is just brief fingers for a second. Like a hand holding hands. Boots on the ground. Boots in rainy water. That could be, I couldn't tell you. That could be a few people. No, that's gotta be Peter. It's gotta be Peter Doppler, right? Like walking through the rain, or either Peter or Elizabeth, but it's gotta be like shortly after the apocalypse, walking in the rain. And then the apple, again, the apple motif, but I forget. And then disrobing. Given the period with the clothing seemingly older, again, I want to say it's like back in the 50s, either Hannah or Doris. I think the hand taking the hand like that. Have we gotten to that moment yet? Not positive. And then flesh on flesh, I'm guessing it's Jonas and Martha embracing as they create the origin, the unknown. And then this one, again, bloody. It's just a bunch of bloody hands and the shell-shocked eyes. I wonder if any of these are like little Easter eggs to like what we have not yet seen. I couldn't tell you. I'm not positive. Last one's a bit of a mystery. Yeah, the first two seasons, when it got to the end credits, I was able to like spot almost all those moments, but this has been the trickiest one so far. All right, here we go. The series finale. We start in the charred remains of Ep.3X8. Oh, Paradise. No, we're in Oh, the episode's called Paradise, obviously. How you doing, Adam? The John Travolta meme, just like... Is it Ep.3X8? No, this is Sigmundus. That's right. We're not in the alternate universe right now. This is the burnt out. This is the charred remains of Sigmundus. Of all people that I thought would like be teaming up with Jonas or Adam at the end of it all to find the true path forward, didn't think it'd be Claudia. Claudia's character arc has been crazy.
Ich hätte dir all das gerne erspart. Aber dein Weg musste erhalten bleiben. Jeder Schritt musste genauso getan werden wie zuvor.
So they tell me.
Bis zu diesem Moment.
Sure, and now things are different, huh?
Ist das schon einmal passiert?
Dass du versuchst, den Ursprung zu zerstören. Das ist unendliche Male passiert.
Damn.
Du und ich. Geschieht zum ersten Mal.
So you say. So this is new. Allegedly, this is new.
Es ist Zeit, dass du verstehst, wie alles wirklich zusammenhängt.
I'm right there with you. I would love to understand as well.
Du erschaffst dich auf ewig neu. Sie sich. Sie alle müssen sterben, damit sie wiedergeboren werden können.
They all gotta die. Both sides. They all gotta die so they can be reborn. Either destroy it all so it can cease to be.
Die Welten in dir. Was?
Or they all die so it can all happen. There's your son. We finally meet. We did our part.
Hat lange auf dich gewartet.
Jeez. Mama? Is he gonna hug her?
Deinen Sohn zerstören und den Knoten mit ihm. Eva will das erleben.
Kind of like a guilt trip, isn't it?
Immer wieder tun werde. Habt ihr aus Liebe getan.
That's crazy to see, like, your son in all stages of life in front of you.
Gebracht.
Dude, you're just talking to her like this? You're like, everything you've done, you've brought pain and suffering to your own child. So clearly you can't go through with it. Now this makes more sense, how she would galvanize Marta to her cause, to be like, to show her the timeline of her son and be like, look at all this, the pain and suffering that happens because you keep trying to destroy what's growing inside of you right now. Like, diabolical.
Dass sie alle jemals leben.
You have to kill them.
Dann müssen wir tun, was schon immer geschehen ist.
Then we have to keep doing what's got to be done. I was wondering how she'd get to a point where she would, like, blow him away. Okay, so we cut away to the... Well, that was the alternate timeline. For, no, we're cutting in time right now. Again, just, like, insisting, like, we have to keep the cycle. To kill in order to save. We have to make sure these people die the way they have before. We can't change anything. We have to, like, somehow that's going to be, like, our ultimate plan is just uphold the sanctity of the infinite, of the loop. That way you can't lose anybody. We get to, I guess by perpetuating its existence, people can still exist, but like I think it's flawed logic still. Obviously, I mean both Adam and Eva's logic is flawed.
Ihr beide habt auf eurer Reise unvorstellbare Dinge getan.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Was ihr tief im Inneren wollt.
Convinced her to shoot the man that she loves. I like how they're all queued up behind the scenes waiting for their dramatic entrances. It's like, you know what's crazy is that it's funny we cue it up this way, seeing, I'm making a small parallel here, but seeing as how she's an actor, right? And she starred in Ariadne's Thread, but she was clearly an actor in high school. And here she is again, like fulfilling her role, the role that's been assigned to her, that's been destined to her. And even right here, waiting in the wings for, Eva Q, coming in from stage left, come out here and perform your role and literally execute your duty and all that. It's funny how theatrical it's set up, obviously for the purpose of a, television show drama, right? But also in terms of like her life and how it once again connects to her. She's playing the part in her own, Greek tragedy, like a stage play here.
Wir haben nichts erledigt. Sie hatten gesagt, dass wir die Apokalypse stoppen müssen.
I do think the scarring on the face, though, is less about... I think it's less diegetic to the narrative and more an indicator for us as the audience, because the only thing that doesn't quite make sense for me in that moment is, and maybe someone's addressed it by now, but the whole, like, Eva slashing her face and being like, it's a reminder, it's a memento. For me, it's like less of a memento for the characters and more of like a visual signifier in the timeline of like what stage Marta this is to make it a little bit less confusing for the audience. That's my theory. But that's just a theory.
Ihr habt versucht, dem zu entkommen, was aus euch wird.
There's no escape from your... Plus, it's hard to feel like there's any escape from your fate if you're playing into, like, literally you have somebody here telling you, oh, this is how it's always going to happen because it happened to you. But it's only happening because she's convinced her that it has to happen, that it's going to happen. So she, again, is caught in that same... It's funny how alternate, universe Marta, main character in the energy in this universe, same as, again, they're both on the exact same path right here in terms of, like, the drama, the arc of it all. Because Jonas, again, on their quest to try to be different and avoid the pitfalls of, of fate and trying to avoid the timeline. Instead, they find themselves ever trapped in a cycle of thinking they're going to do something different and having somebody else tell them that they're going to keep doing what they've been doing only because they've seen themselves do it and because they feel like they have to do it or have been tricked otherwise. So it's like they're just like filling in their roles in this cycle where they think there's no escape. So they're just like doing it. Like,
Hättet niemals existieren dürfen.
so the ending, the happy ending, is it all just goes away?
Zu verstehen, wie alles aus dem immer gleichen Stammbaum,
And she's a real one.
bis ich begriffen habe, dass wir nicht alle Teil des Knotens sind.
Oh.
Beide Welten sind ein Geschwür, das aus etwas anderem entstanden sein muss.
I mean, both worlds are full of suffering.
All die Jahre habe ich gedacht, dass sie meine Tochter ist.
Damn.
Sie ist nicht Teil des Knotens. Sie wird leben.
Oh, she's not a part of the knot, so she'll live. Yeah, because Regina's real father is... Yeah, Regina's real father is... Well, Toronto was saying I always thought I was the father. Now I'm getting lost because I thought the timeline kind of filled that in. Oh boy, am I going to forget who the affair was with now? Well, no, because I don't want to get sidetracked. I can't afford to get sidetracked right now.
Musste ich den Knoten erst aufrechterhalten, damit ich zu dem werde, was ich heute bin.
Up until this point, right?
Du weißt, was du tun musst. Lass sie nicht leiden.
Oh, she even knows.
Es ist kein Leben, das sie liebt.
That's rough. You know what you have to do? You have to kill.
Alles dran setzen
You have
werde,
to kill her.
es zu verhindern.
She's not a part of the original timeline, so she can, because of the affair, right? So she can still exist outside of all of this. But the rest of them won't, because there are anybody tied to the unknown and the Triquetra just can't exist anymore.
Wieder und wieder, damit mein Weg mich heute hier zu dir führen konnte.
That's rough. Knowing that you have to, like, finally figured it out, but she still has to let all the pain and suffering happen one more time. She has to ensure the cycle continues so that she can change it at the end.
Habe ich für Regina getan.
Damn.
All die Jahre habe ich in beiden Welten nach einem Weg gesucht.
The lights will go to for our loved ones. Funny how it's all in the same bunker that HG started all this in, right? The bunker suddenly has so much more significance. I'm pretty sure it's the same bunker, right? I'm not crazy.
Habe ich versucht zu begreifen, wie alles zusammenhängt.
Goes undercover between both worlds, gathers all the intel.
Aber der Knoten musste aufrechterhalten bleiben.
I see. So that was the big lie all along, is that my fear is that she was like playing one side for the other. At first I thought she was working against Adam for herself to try to break it all down, like break it all in general. And then I was like, oh, now she's working for Eva. Then I found out, oh no, she was playing both sides. So if anything, that's the best news. Like,
Musste es so geschehen, wie es schon immer geschehen ist.
as we've seen it happen, yeah,
Einer und in ihrer Welt.
for narrative's sake. Constants and variables, similarities and differences.
Alter Mann?
In keiner Welt sind wir frei zu handeln.
Interesting. So in one world he encountered Helge as a young child, in another world as a young adult. Hence why there'd be different injuries each time. Again, similarities but also differences. Interesting. That poor kid, man, I swear. Stranger danger.
Du bist Helge Doppler, oder?
Helge,
Oh shit.
November. Ich,
Oh,
1986.
I gotta get going. Oh no.
Ich kann die Vergangenheit ändern. Und
Yep.
die Zukunft.
It still happened. Both worlds, just different times, different ways. Don't.
Ist er da drin?
Jesus. A rock in both ways. Yeah, a rock either way. But in that world, he took out his eye. Oh my god. But he couldn't die. Catastrophic injuries to the cranium, but he couldn't die. Time wouldn't allow it. Timeline. Jesus. Oh my god. Feel a little bit less bad for the adult, I suppose he does. As opposed to the kid.
Keiner in diesem Knoten.
Tries to lock the body down there. Wait, oh.
Du bist es gewesen.
Oh shit. Oh, dude. Old man Helge in that. Oh wow. That's how he dies in the alternate world? Yo, no matter what, his story ends very quickly in the alternate world. Holy shit. Oh, hallo?
Figuren über das Schachbrett gezogen und musste dabei zusehen, wie alles immer wieder passiert.
Crazy. We're like speedrunning the timeline now. What? He's still alive? Oh, well, he is, yeah.
Aber ich weiß endlich, wie man den Knoten lösen kann.
Yeah, how do we do that, huh? How is it possible, huh?
Frist, nachdem du so lange gesucht hast.
I'm so locked in, I don't even like... I'm so locked in, I'm barely even taking notes anymore.
In der Apokalypse ist sie für den Bruchteil einer Sekunde stehen geblieben.
Sure.
Und hat damit alles aus dem Gleichgewicht gebracht.
Right, we heard it on the radio. It was that little throwaway line of speculation where, like, the scientists or the news people were reporting on what the scientists said were for, like, a fraction of a second, everything stood still. Like, they reported that. And I was like, huh, it's an oddly specific detail to, like to just have in a news bulletin in the middle of this episode. And Claudia's saying it's, like, integral here. It threw everything out of bounds.
Aber wenn die Zeit stillsteht, ist für einen Moment auch die Kette aus Ursache und Wirkung gebrochen.
Oh, so we take advantage of it?
Man kann etwas verändern.
Can we, though?
Und ich habe es genutzt, um mich ebenfalls in eine andere Richtung laufen.
Adam's like, I wasn't CC'd on that email.
Jonas auf einen anderen Weg zu schicken, um damit den Kreislauf endgültig zu brechen.
For real this time, though.
Du musst sie in die Ursprungswelt schicken, damit sie dem Ganzen endlich ein Ende setzt.
But who's to say it'll actually work? That begs the question, because I'm sure a lot of people that exist in these alternate worlds will cease to exist. Does that mean that Jonas and Marta can live happily ever after in the origin world, away from all of this cycle of terrible? Like... Okay, apocalypse time. Where the loophole occurs, as we know. As we now know. It's just Adam that shows up instead. What, is he gonna show up right now and be like, hey, I know I just shot your gal, but you gotta trust me? Crazy. You think he's gonna trust a word that comes out of your mouth?
Was ist das?
Das ist unsere letzte Hoffnung.
Our last hope. Is this where we're gonna have like a redemption character arc for Adam? Like, I barely say redemption, he's done terrible things. Our last hope. I can save myself. I can save what I used to be. I can save what I used to be. I can save Martha. And then in doing so, he's gonna disappear, right? Because that's how all this, like, the paradox work. He would cease to be. But the monster that he's become, if anything, it would be a mercy, right?
Wie hast du das gemacht?
So now they're
Was für eine Zeit ist das?
we're in the origin world, right?
Die Frage ist nicht, welche Zeit,
Lord.
sondern welche Welt.
Was soll das heißen?
Poor kid, man.
Wie all das hier niemals passieren muss,
Okay, how do we do it?
musst du mir vertrauen.
How is this kid possibly gonna trust you again? You just killed Martha in front of me. At this point, what choice do you have? Isn't that tragically crazy? Is that this whole show he's been thinking he could always find a way to go against the grain, and every time that he goes and thinks he's going against the grain and trying to change things, he finds out he's being manipulated or tricked, or he finds out he's been going with been going with the plan all along. So at this point, like, I mean, is the irony of the situation that the way to actually truly break free from the cycle and end the suffering and torment is to not go against the grain, but to again do what somebody else instructs him to do. Even if it is him, the monster that he eventually becomes. But I assume we're in the origin world? It looks so awkward. The big old pea coat.
Die andere Martha, du musst sie retten.
How?
Die andere Martha?
Save the other Martha.
Ihr seid zwei Teile eines Ganzen.
We're a perfect match.
Nur gemeinsam könnt ihr zurück in die Ursprungswelt.
Okay.
Was wir wissen, ist ein Tropfen.
Yeah.
Was wir nicht wissen,
It's not a lake, it's an ocean.
ein Ozean.
Yeah, Alan Wake, baby.
Was soll das heißen?
You'll get it when you're older. Oh my god. Tick tack, tick tack.
Heute ist der Tag der Apokalypse. In ihrer Welt.
In her world. Are we in the alternate world right then?
Das Schlupfloch. Es existiert auch hier.
Okay, so they're in the alternate world.
Wird die Zeit stillstehen. Du musst Martha holen, bevor Magnus und Franziska sie holen.
I see. Before she's recruited.
Und bevor alles wieder passiert.
So this, for the first time in the entire series, here we are at literally the series finale. We've seen the cycles perpetuate. We've seen the lies. We've seen the trickery. We've seen the subterfuge, the manipulation. For the first time, legit, it seems, knock on wood, I really hope so. My sanity can't take it. For the first time in the entire series, this is the deviation. This is the change. It is Adam who's been instructed by Claudia that after the last cycle that he thought was the final cycle was carried out, she's like, no, 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 no. You've been saying this for an infinite amount of time. You've carried out an infinite amount of final cycles. I finally figured it out. You have to take Jonas. You have to actually change shit. This is almost like, so instead of a world in which Jonas takes cover, becomes Stranger Jonas, instead of a world in which Jonas gets yeeted away by Martha to the alternate world on Eva's prerogative and timeline, this is legitimately a deviation where Adam instead goes back, takes Jonas and says, okay, now we're behind the scenes in season 3. Now you got to go and intercept Martha before Franziska and Magnus get to her. Jeez. Good luck, kid.
Jonas auf seinen Weg schicken.
But she knows this? Oh, I see.
Verhindern, dass all das hier jemals passiert.
She's talking to herself then, I see.
Papa, sag ihm, dass es mir leid tut.
I'm a little bit confused about where in the timeline each of these Claudias are, considering that she killed one version of her. Well, no, you know what? No, she killed alternate Claudia. This is this is Alpha Claudia, I believe, just earlier on in the timeline. The Claudia stuff gets pretty tricky, trying to figure out when and where she pops up and who she talks to when she pops up.
Wenn alles gelingt, dann wird Regina leben.
Oh. Here's hoping. I know the same can be said about us. It really shows the power of Mother's love, that all of this she's doing knowing what her fate will be. Like, of course she's doing a lot of what she's doing now to save, like, many, many people. But at the core of it, it's also for, like, the love of her daughter, for Regina. A lot of it is to save Regina. That's what spurred a lot of her, like, her motivation. And yeah, now we're back in the... Oh, okay, here comes the intercept. Bartosz. Jonas coming in for the interception from downtown. Good evening, sports fans. Good luck, dude. Good luck, dude. Bartosz! Oh, boy. Hope you know these. I mean, you take walks in these woods. I hope you know your way. Shit. It's too late. Oh, I gotta go kill him. Maybe he can like run and is he gonna like go? Is he gonna go for like a manual interception? Oh, he's gonna time it just right. Yo! You got a small window here. Oh, here we go. Run up. There we go. Tackle her. Get her out of there. Get fucked. Yo. Sick. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It took 3 seasons and he finally made a change. I could almost cry. 3 seasons and he finally succeeded in changing something. How's it feel, dude?
Du lebst.
Yeah? It's a long story.
Du siehst aus wie sie.
Well, yeah, of course. Sorry, the soundtrack. This and White Lotus right now.
Du weißt nicht, wer ich bin.
That's true. But we're back in the Alpha universe, right? Or are we in the origin world?
Sind wir?
So Alpha Jonas, alternate Martha.
Warum sind wir hier?
But we're in the origin world, right? When's the male vocals come in? Oh.
Wird heute die Passage zum ersten Mal öffnen.
We have to stop him.
Es ist jemals passiert.
This is it. This is it. It's now or never. It's now or never, dude. We're in the origin world. We've officially made a deviation. There's the Bro strapped. Oh, he's in the alternate. Oh yeah, he stayed behind. Oh, is he the one that burns it down? Because we saw it all charred. Oh, yo. Burns down Eric Lutz. Interesting. That's fascinating. So there are elements of the opening credits that don't happen until this episode here. Yo, okay, okay. Oh, man. These are all actual deviations. He's not supposed to be here right now. Just gonna meddle in some affairs real quick. Maybe he'll have a conversation with Eva before it all ends. Like, you and I were both wrong. We shouldn't exist, and we won't very soon. Oh no, he stabilizes it. Interesting. And now we're back in... we're back in the origin world, yeah?
Wir holen jemanden zurück von den Toten. Es ist etwas kompliziert zu erklären.
Yeah, you think?
Was hast du vor?
Again, a little complicated to explain.
Du und ich.
We're a perfect match. Or we were never meant to be.
Grund dafür, dass alles so passiert.
Yeah, that's also true. What we eventually become.
Weil du nicht loslassen kannst, was du willst. Und ich nicht loslassen kann, was ich will.
The human can't will what it...
Wir sind der Fehler.
What was the term again? It can't will what it wills. Can't control what your will wants. We are the problem.
Dass sie nie existieren. Deine Welt und meine.
That's the only way.
Dass wir nie existieren.
That's heavy shit, man. That's a lot. It's incredibly mature, but it's also a lot. But perhaps she'll also understand. It's us. I'm the problem, it's me. Resign yourself to your fate, perhaps? Or rather, I suppose, resign yourself to changing fate. So be it. We're in this together. We have a connection. But that connection all stems from a cycle that never should have existed in the first place. Dude, if it just ends and they just cease to exist, what a tragedy. Did he only burn the paintings? She's like, who's been in here? Pendant of Saint Christopher. We can have our clandestine meeting here.
Ich habe dich bereits erwartet.
Oh, I'm sure you were. Totally part of the plan.
Ich weiß, warum du hier bist.
Is it gonna... I don't think it's gonna work, dude. I can't with that coat, though. You,
Aber am Ende...
got plans for that piece?
Du kannst nicht gewinnen. Dass ich sterbe, ist nur ein weiterer Schritt im Kreis.
I don't have to win. We just both have to lose.
Es wird sie endgültig gegen dich wenden.
He might not even shoot her at all.
Wartest du?
So that's not the point of us being here today. It's not meant to end this way. Oh, he just didn't have bullets in there at all.
Das ist nicht richtig.
This is different. Why is this different?
So ist es nie passiert.
And yet...
Hast mich getötet. Jedes Mal.
Every time, but not
Du
this
wirst
time.
sterben.
And I will die.
Ich werde sterben. Und alles, was aus uns gewachsen ist.
I'm gonna cry if they get to have like a moment together where they realize that both of them were wrong, but they will cease to be, and that the cycle will truly end. Just not the way that they thought it would end, but they will be at peace then. Like even the corrupt versions of both characters get to have that little bit of closure and that moment of respite. That'll be kind of emotional. And they get to share it here.
Was hast du getan?
I've actually changed shit, babe.
Das Leben ist ein Labyrinth und manche irren bis zu ihrem Ende darin herum, auf der Suche nach einem Ausweg.
It is funny that show's two biggest monologuers get to monologue to each other here at the end of the end. We're almost to the center of the labyrinth.
Niemals endenden Déjà-vu.
Déjà vu. Yep.
Wir sind der Fehler, du und ich.
Du und ich.
Unsere beiden Schicksale sind in ewiger...
No wind yet.
Jeder Schmerz verleitet uns.
He's about to activate it though, on this day, right?
Thanos hat in der Ursprungswelt...
He played a bigger role than I ever thought. Crazy how he's the one that really truly started it all.
Sie müssen ihm den Schmerz nehmen.
So what's the answer then? Are you gonna save his family?
Dass unsere beiden Welten jemals...
Sure, yeah, I'm following. But how? We have to bring someone back from the dead. We have to prevent someone from dying. Does HG die when he turns the machine on?
Thanos hat versucht, in eine Welt zurückzureisen, in der seine Familie noch lebt.
I see.
Den Knoten erschaffen.
Thanos created the knot.
Du willst in seine Welt.
Oh, we're not there yet. Okay, I see. I thought we were in the origin world this whole time. Yeah, I guess I'm an idiot. I guess we weren't because I thought when he grabbed her because when he grabbed her from the clutches of Magnus and Franziska, that was in the alternate world. He just brought her he brought her to his alpha world, but back in 86. Back as HG's about to activate the gate. So that's the only way they can make it to the origin world is via this three-way bridge that will only appear for a moment when he first activates it on the timeline. Here we go. This will be our chance. Cue the operatic music. How do you even build some shit like that? Here we go. Dude's like, what have I done? Bro literally split his world. A scientist stricken by grief and loss and suffering. Oh, one last embrace. With the hope that what we've set in motion might actually be the answer. Yo. I can see between the worlds, the realities. Okay. I hope we were sitting in the right spot. Whoa. Yo, we're in the void. Bob, you there? Is this the space between worlds? I mean, there, sound exists in here. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there she is. I think we're both in the same-ish place. Did she hear the echo of him? Hard to tell. I can tell if it's just ambient noise or an echo. Oh boy. Oh, oh Lord. Jonas! I mean, what do we even do right now? Is time moving? Are we just in a space between time? Do you gotta move to a certain direction? You have to interact with... Oh, creepy kids. Okay, we go towards that, sure. Bro, are we like in the bookshelf from Interstellar right now? Like what? Hi. Oh my god, the baby. Oh shit. It's in your bookshelf. Don't let me go, Murph. Don't let me go, Murph. Jeez. Are they gonna see each other? Yep, yep.
Was willst du denn im Keller?
Oh.
Da steht ein Mädchen.
Can they see them because of the connection they have? I'd assume. Dude, Jonas has been through too much, man. Let my boy rest. Even if he has to die, let my boy rest. Jesus. Interesting. Windows into the alternate timeline, or the ultimate worlds timeline. Okay, so what now? Do we have to just go save HG's family? Is that it? His daughter, son-in-law, and oh, hi. Hi. This place kind of works funny, don't it? It's crazy, even though they technically haven't met. Well, one of them has met, kind of. Or no, I mean, they haven't met, but they still feel that connection, no matter which way you slice it. And this will let them go to the other world. Not his, not hers, HG's. All right. Into the unknown. That show ends. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? It was a dark and stormy night. Yeah, you can tell because so yeah, that's the telltale sign of this being the origin universe. And I didn't clock it. Clock it, get it? Whatever, I'm sorry. They used it a lot in the last episode, and I assumed it was only indicative of just HG, and like, I thought it was a thematic shift, or like, I thought it was indicative of like, just following his journey, without realizing that every time, like, you know, time has its own signifier. The tick, tick, tick as we switch to a different time. The whole whoop as we go to a different world and all that. Fog, rain, yada yada yada. But I didn't realize that the widescreen, the change in aspect ratio and format is strictly indicative of this being the origin world. Very like a movie. All comes from this movie here. The movie of HG's life.
Jedes Mal wieder davon anfangen?
Oh, there he is. Not HG, but the son.
Ist kein Wunder, dass Mama das nicht mehr ausgehalten hat.
Wow.
Hast du mich all die Jahre mal gefragt, ob mich das interessiert?
Trouble in Paradise.
Es regnet draußen. Ist das alles, was du dazu zu sagen hast? Über mich weißt du absolut gar nichts.
Damn. So perhaps not the best father. So it's like the whole Pinocchio Geppetto thing, at least as far as like the Guillermo del Toro adaptation. Like he tried to like pull off some like science fiction nonsense, not only out of grief but also out of regret for like what he wasn't like as a father and what he didn't do for the family and wanting to, man.
Ich dachte, ihr bleibt noch ein paar Tage.
Kriegt sich schon wieder ein.
Oh, did I say son before? My bad. The son-in-law. Well, the daughter's a bit sweeter. I don't know why I said son-in-law. So this is the fateful night. This is the true origin point. Eyes on the road.
Hast du dir mal angeguckt, was macht? Keine Ahnung, warum sowas überhaupt irgendwelche Zuschauer hat.
So he had a TV program. Wasn't just a fourth wall break.
Man kann sich seine Familie eben nicht aussuchen.
Wait, no, it is. You know, am I crazy? Wait, it's I'm getting lost now because is it his son and then daughter-in-law? No, it's his daughter, right? Because but the baby girl. But I'm getting it twisted now. I thought it was son. No, I thought it was daughter and son-in-law. Then I thought it was the son and daughter-in-law. I'm getting turned around.
Ja.
I think he is the son. Oh, surprise. Oh. And we've changed fate, have we not?
Könnt doch nicht einfach hier rumstehen, ich habe euch gerade fast überfahren.
I mean, did it work? Is that it? You know, I'm just gonna put the notepad down. How about that?
Ist alles in Ordnung?
I think it is now.
Braucht ihr Hilfe?
Die Brücke ist gesperrt.
Oh.
Was wir wissen, ist ein Tropfen.
Oh.
Ein Ozean.
Your father was right.
Dein Vater liebt dich. Er würde alles für dich tun.
I got chills right there.
Ist alles okay?
Come on, take the hint. Take the hint. Feel the vibe. Turn around.
Die Brücke ist gesperrt.
Los, komm.
Without fully understanding, he understands. And we did it, right? HG will never go down that path. Haunting. They're just standing there menacingly.
Du hast recht. Wir sollten morgen fahren.
That intersection of all places too. Isn't that the bus stop by the power plant? Am I not mistaken? Oh my god. Oh my god. We did it. Do we cease to be now? Do we enjoy our last moments together? Do we get to exist in this time together? Does he live in the clock shop?
Dein Sohn denkt, hat ein paar Engel gesehen.
I mean, they might as well be. Perhaps we can repair.
Ich weiß auch nicht.
Yeah, so it is son and then daughter-in-law.
Ich hatte nur plötzlich so ein Gefühl.
Good. Trusted your gut. You have no idea what all has changed. He also did seem a bit brash and impulsive as a son, perhaps. I have no context for their dynamic or who they are, but I know the youth can be rebellious.
Abgezogen.
I know that, you know, parents can be. Seems like he was a man of his, like, studies and teachings and schooling and all that. Perhaps not as emotional, but now he has an opportunity. Because you saw earlier, like, his son was presenting him with an argument, and he couldn't really say anything.
Magst du?
Didn't know what to say. Oh.
Charlotte hat dich auch schon vermisst.
True Charlotte. And there you go. Crazy how it all stemmed from the clockmaker. That kid's like, what the? I should be dead right now. Original timeline secured. The rotten universes shall cease to be. And there you go. We did it. Everything else should cease. Right? Paradox no more. The suffering, the pain, the rot of Winden. Even the rain stops. And now we just watch the fallout.
Glaubst du, es hat funktioniert?
Do we exist? Do we disappear? I said it once, I'll say it again. These poor kids. I swear. Jonas, Martha.
Im Licht. Ich hab dich gesehen.
I saw you.
Als ob du mich auch sehen würdest.
Im Schrank.
Oh, and she remembers? Do they both remember?
Das warst du. Das war kein Traum.
It'd be nice if they got to.
Dass irgendetwas von uns bleibt.
It'd be nice if you guys got to remain. And now that you're not going to be technically related or anything, you could. I don't know, dude.
Ein Traum.
Could we have two people live happily ever after in this show?
Das nie wirklich gegeben.
Ich weiß es nicht.
Who knows? We're at the center of the labyrinth. One final embrace, so this is the it? Oh. Oh, no. Oh, am I gonna cry? No. Embrace one last time. One more time, please, before I lose it.
Wir passen perfekt zusammen. Ich glaub nie etwas anderes.
The hand in the hand from the credits this season, yeah. Maybe there's still a chance, but I don't think so.
I see trees of
What of all songs? Oh my god. Oh, and them too, yeah.
blue
It worked.
for me and you.
Well, this is the whole world's about to disappear.
What a wonderful world.
Adam and Eva, no more. None of it.
Clouds of white. The bright, blessed,
He's like, oh shit, something worked.
dark, sacred night. And I
Crazy how this is the best outcome. This is the happy ending. Is just all of it just goes away. Oh, he's like, just relief. Like something worked.
so pretty
Freedom.
are also on the faces of people.
Oh, the convoluted timelines. Can you imagine if I go to the last episode of the online timeline, it just all disappears? Like, can you imagine?
I love you. I hear babies cry.
She's like, it worked. That's got to be surreal, though. Watch yourself disappear like that.
Much more than
And there goes all my notes. My whole notebook just starts like disintegrating. Just like, no, I wrote so much down. Hey, Regina gets to live. HG and his family get to live. The ones that were all meant to live. Or like, you know. Jeez. Took 3 seasons, but something finally worked. Is that it? Oh, no, not quite. Oh, is that's Claudia, that's Regina, and am I crazy? Hang on, wait. Claudia, Regina, is that Tronte? Is that like different old man Tronte?
Und jetzt stoßen wir auf Regina.
Oh no, there's versions of everybody in this universe.
Und danke für die
In this
Einladung.
world. Oh, Bernadette! Oh shit, okay. And Voller has both of his eyes! Get out of town, look at that. Voller got to keep both of them. These are the canon characters that got to stick through. What?
Sieht viel besser aus.
Du hast uns nie erzählt.
Do we find out what happened? Oh, let me
Mir hast du
guess.
auch noch nie gesagt.
We're not gonna find out. Don't tease me like that. We're never gonna find out.
Und dass es niemandem weiter erzählt. Erzähl.
No, we don't get the answer.
Letzten Sommer ist...
Ah, shut up. Shut up. The biggest mystery of the whole show. Shut up with that. We'll never find... Oh my god. Shut up. All we know is it was something embarrassing that happened last summer. Deja vu? Something?
Ich weiß auch nicht, ich glaube, ich hatte gerade ein Déjà-vu oder sowas.
A different world in which I had a son.
Ich habe genau das hier letzte Nacht geträumt. Es war einfach dunkel und es ist nicht wieder hell geworden.
Dark. Roll credits.
Ich hatte so ein eigenartiges Gefühl, als ob das gut ist.
So it's not the 80s, it's like the present.
Das solltest du dringend untersuchen lassen.
Vielleicht sind das die Hormone.
Oh, is she pregnant?
Wenn die Welt heute untergeht
She said hormones.
und ihr hättet einen Wunsch frei, was würdet ihr euch wünschen?
Eine Welt ohne Winden.
Oh yeah, it's going around. Has been for years.
Eine Welt ohne Winden.
A Welt ohne Winden. Oh, hey, just like that. Look at that.
Sieht so aus, als ob Winden nicht so einfach gehen will.
Ha.
Vielleicht ist es ja auch besser so.
Winden shall persevere. Oh, so in the original universe
Habt ihr schon einen Namen?
world, Hannah and Voller. Oh, what's the name? Jonas?
Ich weiß nicht.
Please give me hope. Give me a little bit of hope that there might still be something.
Ich glaube, ich finde Jonas einen schönen Namen.
That's nice. Oh god, one final little like cry there at the end. It's interesting to see how this being the origin world where the other 2 worlds were never created, everybody seems like happier and not as affected, more accepting. Hannah, if we assume the best, Hannah seems to be of sound mind and body, and hopefully not a conniving witch, like a home-wrecking witch. she's in a relationship with Voller. Like, again, what tells me this is like more of a pure universe. He has both of his eyes, so the accident still happened, but he didn't lose an eye. There are people that are still part of the world that are canon to it, that exist, but this is like it feels like a healthier, more pure timeline. And if she's pregnant and is thinking of naming the child Jonas, then one way or another, that tells me that Jonas and maybe even Martha can still exist. And that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. What happens when you plug in that you're all caught up on the show? Oh, I get it now. I get it, right? That's why it's the triquetra. So for the longest time, it's been infinity. And then at the very end of the show, it's the triquetra. The ending works for me personally. I think the ending works for me. I will admit elements of what happens in the last 3-ish episodes. Some elements do kind of happen kind of quickly for all the buildup that we've had, but it also makes sense. And the overall format construction of all 3 seasons. We thought the whole time that the world Jonas came from was what was the main world, and then the alternate one was the alternate world, and those just existed. But we found out no, those only came into existence after HG fucked around with time and space and the true origin world, and then split his world, and that became the 2 alternate ones over here, which ultimately formed the triquetra and spawned people that thought they could change the course. It's crazy. I shan't even begin to explain it verbally. Believe it or not, I get what's transpired, but explaining it all is like trying to explain the plot of Death Stranding. I can do it, but you're gonna have to give me an hour to break down everything and how it all worked. I wouldn't call it perfect. There's elements of it, there's elements that I would have liked a tad bit more closure on, and there's some characters I would love to have seen more on. It all works for the sake of the narrative. I thought there was going to be more with the unknown, but all things considered, he was a prevalent enough force in this entire season, served his/its purpose. And you could have dug more into it, you could have developed more, anything like that, but it didn't necessarily have to happen once you understand the purpose and why the unknown exists in the first place. No, I like how, aside from a couple minor inconsistencies, very minor, I think someone pointed out a couple idiosyncratic details essentially, but what a timeline. I like how overall it all fits and flows. I'm your mother, but I'm also your daughter. And then this person created only because this person went back in time and do this. And you couldn't change this because this is how that paradox always functioned. It is a masterpiece in writing, especially in terms of science fiction, time travel, space and time. You could easily miss stuff on your first viewing. I definitely want to watch it again. I'm glad that enough people voted this into the upper echelon of what ended up ultimately being chosen. And I love that experience. If I missed anything, please let me know. Otherwise, if you have any insights or comments or critiques or additional analysis to offer, this was the only way I could really see it ending, all things considered. And it's bittersweet, but it makes sense. And with all the pain and suffering involved in those two worlds, the best outcome to be to actually make a change for the better, to save a family, and in doing so ensure that 2 worlds, 2 reflected worlds of pain and suffering and people that aren't really truly who I think they're supposed to be, function and just cause further pain and suffering, and again the rot of Winden, as it were. So it seems like that origin world, there's still people that we recognize more or less that exist and function and are just living normal happy lives and are living lives that they were meant to live had HG not built a machine to literally alter the space-time continuum. So I think it was a bittersweet ending, but I love the hope. It's very reminiscent of The Dark Tower. Jonas is our main character, as is Martha by the end of this whole series. So the hope is that they could be together and just live a happy, peaceful life, devoid of all the suffering and these shenanigans and the manipulation and the lies, etc., etc. That tells me there's hope of perhaps a future in the origin universe in which Jonas and Martha are just born and do get to live happily ever after, which makes sense considering how incredibly prevalent both of their characters are in their fractured universes. Those are just scarred versions of themselves, the shells of their humanity that exist there, and that tells me that, one way or another, it would make sense if they existed in more pure forms in the origin universe. So I can accept that. What more is there to say? I'm talking in circles now. We finished another series. Holy shit, took long enough, right? Took your time, didn't you? Thank you guys and gals so much for watching. Those of you that have joined for this journey from start to finish, or at any point during it, it means the world to me for you to come in for these shows. Even if you just stick around for the show and you also disappear off into a universe that never was meant to happen, then I appreciate you being around for the time that you were. If you choose to stick around longer for the other journeys that we go on, such as Mr. Robot and beyond, then by all means, I'd love to see you stick around, but thank you so much for being here in any capacity. If you've been on Patreon, thank you so much for that additional layer of love and support. You being on Patreon makes me getting this content out there a lot easier for me to do financially and also logistically. If you ever considered joining the Patreon, now is always a good time to do so. You get access to my entire reaction series for Dark, any reactions that I do early, up to weeks if not months in advance. But for Dark, the entire thing is now on Patreon if you're watching this. Uncut, uncensored with full HD video accompaniment, as well as access to my entire content backlog and library, including Patreon exclusive shows, couples react content, movie commentaries available on the higher tier, etc., etc. If you're on YouTube, that is of course more than enough. I still thank you for the support. All I would ask is you just drop a like, comment below for the almighty algorithm, and of course subscribe if you haven't already. One little bookend here on episode 7, the penultimate episode. Out of the comments that I got, I did get a request here saying once you finish the final episode and not before, and I have finished the series as of recording this, click on either Marta or Jonas and follow their timeline story to the very end. Then the family tree will reset to show you the final situation. Jonas is the son of Hannah and Michael Convold. He is a quiet, somewhat somber teenager, but fate has great things in store for him. Fate, indeed. Or is there free will? Let's just get back into the conversation. Jonas is unaware of the extent of his role in the mysterious events happening around Winden. The first time. On a hot day in June, Marta and Jonas kiss for the first time at the lake. That evening, they meet again at her parents' party, and Marta gives Jonas the St. Christopher pendant that they had found together on the lake shore. They later slept together. The very same pendant dropped by Franziska as she was murdered by her mother, Helene. Yes, unless I'm mistaken. Then Helen went to home and then beat Franziska. And then I think ultimately someone told me that Helene believed that this woman that showed up and called her mother was basically the child that she had aborted way back in the day, but like the devil, basically, like a whole thing. The unaliving. Jonas struggles in the aftermath of his father Michael's unexpected unaliving. He leaves Winden to stay in a psychiatric ward for several months. That's when we first start the story. Mikkel disappears. A few days after Jonas returns to Winden, Mikkel Nielsen disappears without a trace. Jonas was Jonas was the last person to see him. They were in a group near the caves and heard an eerie sound. Panic broke loose, and Magnus, Bartosz, Franziska, and Marta ran ahead. Jonas tripped, and suddenly, Mikkel was gone. Start of the journey. Jonas receives a goodbye letter from his father in a package with no sender. The letter contains shocking news. Michael Convold is Mikkel Nielsen. He traveled to 1986 via the Winden caves and started a new life. A map of the caves helps Jonas find the passage, and he uses it to travel to 1986. He finds Mikkel in the hospital and wants to bring him back, but the stranger warns him that Mikkel must grow up as Michael Convold in order to become Jonas's father. Jonas abandons his plan. Jonas and Marta started dating in the summer, but when Jonas goes away for several months, Marta gets together with his best friend Bartosz. The relationship is rekindled upon Jonas's return. That's until Jonas discovers Mikkel is his father, making Marta his aunt. Without telling her why, he blows her off the next time they are together. An older self. During a trip to 1986, Jonas is kidnapped by Noah and Helge Doppler and locked in the bunker. He speaks through the door to his grown-up self, who reveals his identity but doesn't open the bunker. A few moments later, a rift in time opens up, and Jonas can see Helge Doppler as a boy in 1953. When their hands touch, Jonas is transported to 2052. Crazy story to just read on the surface, right? Just on paper. Caught in the future. Jonas is living in his parents' house in post-apocalyptic Winden. He's keeping his distance from Elizabeth's cult-like following in the woods. Jonas discovers a time portal in the nuclear power plant, but Elizabeth has deemed the site out of bounds. She has Jonas captured, but calls off his execution at the last second. The resulting scar around his neck stays with him for the rest of his life. Celia sets Jonas free, and he leaves 2053 using the time portal in the power plant. an even older self. Jonas travels from the future back to 1921. There, he is mistaken for a confused post-war soldier. He meets young Noah, who takes him to Adam. Adam shows Jonas an identical scar around his neck. He's Jonas, 60 years later. At Adam's suggestion, Jonas travels through the time portal in the Sigmundus headquarters to June 20th, 2019, the day of Michael Kahnwald's suicide. Unaliving, whatever, just for YouTube's sake. A deadly visit. Jonas wants to prevent his father's death, but Michael says he's never had any unalival thoughts. It's also the first he's heard of a goodbye letter. Old Claudia Tiedemann joins them and explains that some things shouldn't be undone. She leaves the house with Jonas, who is horrified to realize that he was the one to mention unaliving to his father. What really happened? It's once again the day of Mikkel's disappearance, and Jonas watches his younger self as he runs through the woods with Mikkel. He steps in when they lose sight of one another, leading Mikkel deep into the caves and through the time travel passage to 1986 before leaving the boy on his own. The passage is open. Jonas spends a year learning everything he can about time travel from old Claudia Tiedemann. He then visits younger Claudia in June 1987. Together, they enter the caves and use the time machine to reactivate the passage that his older self had closed 6 months prior. He and Claudia then travel together to 2020. What a tale, huh? Martha's death. On the day of the apocalypse, Jonas goes to his house to save Martha. By now, she has discovered that Jonas is her nephew, but they share a passionate kiss nonetheless. Adam suddenly appears and shoots Martha. Jonas is devastated, but Adam reassures him that one day he will understand why it was necessary. A switch in the time loop. Oh, look at the multiple episodes now. The course of all things is not unchangeable. Quantum entanglement can create parallel realities. In one reality, Jonas travels to Eva's world with another Martha in the aftermath of Martha's death. In another, he survives the apocalypse in the basement of his house. And in a third reality, it's Adam who brings Jonas to another world. Another Martha. So it's like 3 different... Jonas is in the Kahnwald house, holding Martha's dead body in his arms, when suddenly another Martha arrives from a parallel reality. She activates her time travel sphere and saves Jonas from the apocalypse. She explains that she's brought him to another world, and then leaves him bewildered at a mirror image version of the Winden caves. A strange world. Jonas discovers he's landed in an alternate version of Winden. Martha is dating Kilian Obendorf. Bartosz's mother has died of cancer, and Franziska is deaf. Most importantly, Mikkel never traveled through time, so Jonas doesn't exist in this world. He eventually meets Eva and realizes that she is Martha, more than 60 years older. Martha's first trip. Jonas manages to convince Martha from Eva's world to travel with him to 2052, where there is nothing but a desert where Winden used to stand. An adult version of Martha warns them that the apocalypse is 2 days away back in their present time. She tells them that they can stop it if they prevent the yellow barrels in the nuclear power plant from being opened. The teens return from the future and sleep together. Jonas must die. Martha gets injured while trying to break into the nuclear power plant. Jonas recognizes the wound on her face. The Martha who brought him to Eva's world had the same scar. He stops in his tracks, unsure of who he can trust, and goes to the Elite Lux headquarters to confront Eva. She tells him that he's already fulfilled his purpose in this world. Another young version of Martha with a large scar across her face enters the room and shoots Jonas. In the basement. There is another reality that overlaps with the previous one, because of course there is. In this reality, no one comes for Jonas in the aftermath of Martha's death. At the last possible moment, he saves himself from the apocalypse by jumping down the basement stairs in his house. Immortal Jonas. In post-apocalyptic Winden, Jonas joins forces with Claudia in her efforts to stabilize the time travel portal in the nuclear power plant, but it's not working. Jonas reaches the end of his rope and decides to hang himself in the attic of his parents' former home. Young Noah intervenes and explains that Jonas cannot die because his older self already lives. To prove it, Noah gives him a gun. Every time Jonas holds it to his head, the gun jams. Back to the present. In 2052, the portal is back up and running after decades of failed attempts. Jonas can finally travel through time again. His own mentor. Jonas crosses paths several times with his younger self and secretly gives him the information he needs to take his first journey through time. He also warns his teenage self that he should not bring Mikkel back to 2019 from 1986, lest he prevent his own birth. When teenage Jonas is locked in the bunker by Noah and Helge Doppler, he reveals his true identity, but does not open the door. Now the perspective switch as we catch up with what we'd already seen. The passage is closed. As an adult, Jonas travels to 2019 and checks into the Wald Hotel Winden. He crosses paths several times with his younger self and secretly gives him the information he needs to take his first journey through time. He also warns his teenage self that he should not bring Mikkel back to 2019 from 1986, lest he prevent his own birth. When teenage Jonas is locked in the bunker by Noah and Helge Doppler, he reveals his true identity, but does not open the door. Back home. In the summer of 2020, adult Jonas goes to his mother Hannah and reveals his true identity. To prove the existence of time travel, he takes her on a short trip to 1987. A few days later, she takes his time machine and disappears to 1954. Reunion with Martha. Jonas is still in love with Martha, even 30 years later. He secretly leaves the St. Christopher pendant on her pillow. When they meet, he tells her he is Jonas before forcing her into the bunker at gunpoint. He wants to prevent her death on June 27, 2020, but Martha escapes. Martha's letter. Jonas waits with a gun for Adam as the apocalypse approaches. He wants to kill him before Adam gets a chance to shoot Martha. Young Noah arrives instead with a letter from Martha and tells Jonas he must save Magnus, Bartosz, and Franziska to ensure Martha lives. Jonas changes his plan and uses the time machine he got from Katarina to save his childhood friends from the apocalypse just in time. The rebuild. Jonas, Franziska, Bartosz, and Magnus land in 1888, but their time machine is no longer working. They try to build a new one in Gustav Tannhaus's factory. Martha pays them a visit, but it's a different Martha from another world. Jonas doesn't trust her because she claims to have met his younger self. Before going, Martha leaves the black matter that is necessary to fuel the time machine. A new plan. Progress with the time travel portal is slowly moving forward. The setbacks start to take their toll physically, and Jonas is forced to accept one after another. He is no longer worried about preventing the apocalypse. He wants to destroy the knot and wipe out the world. Jonas has become Adam. A gruesome act. Adam's mother, Hannah, unexpectedly arrives in 1911 with her young daughter, Celia. Eva told her where she could find her son. On the night of their arrival, Adam goes to Hannah's room and calls her Mama one last time before killing her. He then sends his half-sister Celia into the future. Manipulating himself. Adam does not hesitate to unscrupulously manipulate his fellow human beings, and even himself. When teenage Jonas lands in 1921, Adam sends him back to 2019 and tells him he can prevent Michael's unaliving, when in reality, Jonas ends up causing his father's death. The betrayal. Noah has been searching for the missing notebook pages at Adam's request and kills Claudia Tiedemann to get them. When he reads the pages, Noah discovers that Adam has lied to him. He doesn't want to save people. He wants to destroy the world and time itself. Noah goes to the Sigmundish headquarters to kill Adam, but his gun jams. Agnes enters the room, takes the gun, and turns it on her brother. Martha must die. For Adam's plan to work, everything must happen as it always has. For Jonas to become Adam, he has to suffer the pain of losing Martha, so Adam travels to the day of the apocalypse and shoots her. Martha dies in Jonas's arms. Operation Paradise. Adam is now manning his operation from his new headquarters in 2053. His followers, Magnus, Franziska, Celia, Agnes, Charlotte, and Elizabeth, travel through time and ensure that the course of events is preserved. He even manages to bring Martha from Eva's world to his side, which is crazy work, by the way. The end of the origin. Adam holds Martha from Eva's world captive. He knows she is pregnant with the origin of the time traveler family tree. He ties Martha up in the time travel portal in the former nuclear power plant and directs the forces of both apocalypses on her, killing her and her unborn child. Adam believes this will destroy the knot and end his own existence, but his plan doesn't work. He's still alive. Claudia's explanation. Old Claudia arrives and explains to Adam that his attempt has failed due to quantum entanglement. Eva found a way to change the course of events, meaning there is a second pregnant Martha out there that will give birth and preserve the knot. That I don't think I ever realized that. A second pregnant Martha. She explains that there is another way to break the cycle, by changing things in a third world, the original world where everything began. Because the big plot twist is these two worlds, the one we've come to know, and then the mirror Winden world. Both of those are actually not the true origin world. Tannhaus's reality is what is the origin world, and when he made his machine in an attempt to create another timeline where his, where his family survives, basically, he ends up creating, he does, but not in the way that he thought he would. An unlikely savior. Armed with this knowledge, Adam travels back to the Convald house in 2020. Jonas again kneels over Martha's dead body, but this time it's Adam who saves him from the apocalypse. Adam says he will explain everything later, and they escape using the time travel sphere. Adam's plan. Jonas and Adam arrive in Eva's world in 2019. Adam explains his plan. Jonas must travel with Martha from Eva's world to the original world and prevent the clockmaker from building the time machine that created Adam and Eva's parallel worlds. Adam gives Jonas a time travel sphere and says it is the last hope to change the course of everything. Adam and Eva. After sending Jonas and Martha to the original world, Adam goes to find Eva. She expects Adam to kill her, having found Eva's dead body as a young woman, but quantum entanglement has created an alternate reality. Adam has removed the cartridges from his gun. Instead of killing her, Adam takes Eva's hand. Journey to the original world. Jonas waits for the moment that grown-up Magnus and Franziska try to bring Martha into Adam's world. He activates his golden time travel sphere and lunges toward Martha. Together, they travel to Adam's world on June 21st, 1986, the day the clockmaker activates his time machine and creates the two worlds. Martha and Jonas wait in the tunnel for the time travel passage to open, which will take them back to the original world. A magical encounter. Jonas loses sight of Martha for a moment in a surreal, light-flooded intermediate world, but he can see her as a little girl. She's looking in a closet and can see him too, but her mother Katarina can't. When they arrive in the original world, Martha describes a similar experience. Something like this had happened to them when they were children too. Things change. Jonas and Martha arrive in the original world on November 8th, 1971. In the original world, the origin, you might say. The day that H.G. Tannhaus family dies in a car accident. The pain of this loss is what drives the clockmaker to build the time machine. He wants to undo it all. As Merrick and Sonja Tannhaus drive out of Winden, Martha and Jonas stand in front of their car and persuade them not to drive over the bridge where the fatal accident would have occurred. Merrick turns the car around. That's what got me so emotional, is after all these seasons, like, finally, for the first fucking time in the entire show, Jonas and by extension Martha, like, they finally are able to change something for the better. The end of two worlds. Merrick, Sonja, and baby Charlotte live. H.G. Tannhaus never builds the time machine. His world remains, but Adam and Eva's worlds and all of their inhabitants cease to exist. Jonas and Martha hold hands as they watch each other disappear. So now it says the timeline tree will reset with the updates? Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. Whoa. Computer can barely handle it, but damn. And that's what happens. I'm so glad I did this. It simply all ceases to be. And now we have the origin world time. Oh, dude, now, everything's so simple now. Hot dog, hot diggity dog, hot dog. All right. So this is the pure origin timeline of like what's supposed to exist. There's still a Heinrich Tannhaus, Gustav Tannhaus, and Leopold, but we only have seen really H.G., who had his son Merrick Tannhaus, who meets and marries Sonia Tannhaus, and has Charlotte Tannhaus, how it was always originally meant to be. No Dopplers, nothing like, well, Charlotte was never meant to be a Doppler. Then we have Bernde Doppler, who had Greta Doppler, who with Anatol Vilev had Helge Doppler. So they still exist, but probably in a nicer capacity now. Helge Doppler with Ulla Schmidt has Peter Doppler, who also like brother, and then Bernadette Voller. Oh, I see. Wait, so oh yeah, because Voller, because they're married. Hey, yo, okay, word. I see. Because then over here we have Egon and Doris Dude, Egon, finally no more suffering for that detective. Egon Tiedemann and Doris Tiedemann have Claudia Doppler, Bernd Doppler, right? Claudia and Bernd, okay. And then Regina Doppler, right. Okay, and that's just that timeline over there. And then, okay, but then we have Bernadette Voller and Torben Voller, who we don't know who their parents are, looks like, or what kids they have, maybe? No, I don't know. I don't know with the up and down. I assume it's parents. Hannah Voller, Sebastian Kruger, same thing there. And then here okay, so on the original timeline, I didn't realize that. So in the original world timeline, Hannah is related to Torben, or to Voller. I'm sorry, wait, Verler, Torben Verler, Hannah Voller. So yeah, they're the Verlers, and they. But then right here, what is that supposed to imply? That there's another family member that we haven't seen from them? And then Daniel Conwald, Inez Conwald. Okay, so Daniel, Inez. Okay, that's just they're their own thing now. Herman Albers, Helene Albers, Katarina Albers still exists. Gotcha. Hopefully less beatings, maybe. Yana out here by herself. Okay. Oh, and then the words are all and like the A and the R like upside down. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm so glad somebody made a comment. Otherwise, I would have missed this. Timeline resets. OG timeline is all that's left, which, according to this now. Okay, but it still shows all this though. Okay, it still shows the journey we went on, but the pure timeline, once the two parallel worlds that were never meant to exist disappear, that's what we're left with. I'm glad I went back over that. Yeah. I don't know what else I can say though. I think I voiced my final thoughts and such at the end of the actual episode reaction. I just wanted to go back over the timeline per request. If I was a bigger YouTuber and I had more viewers and I could dedicate more time to all this and I had like more of the income to support it, I did love the idea. I would love to have had the whole like cork board behind me with the photos and the little screens going, like higher production, just for like a little fun thing, maybe even a camera cutaway for moments like that. But realistically speaking, I simply could not. Danke. Thank you so much. All my newfound German fans out there, frankly, wherever you are out there in the world, but a lot of German support with this show as well. So again, thank you for the tips. Thank you for the information on the history of Germany, the enunciation, pronunciation, the theological context, all the little bits that would have, like, I never would have gotten unless I was here making this, unless you were here watching it. Thank you for making the experience all that much more enjoyable. Love you all. Appreciate the love and support. Have a good day. Have a good night. And as always, goodbye, travelers.